All right, everybody, the July 27th, 2024 City of Friendswood Planning Zoning Commission regular meeting is now called to order. We will begin by receiving communications from the public. To comply with provisions of the Open Meetings Act, the Commission may not deliberate on subjects discussed under this agenda item. However, the Commission may direct such subjects be placed on a later regular Commission agenda for discussion and/or possible action. Do we have anybody from the public that would like to speak? No? Okay. Next on the is our consent agenda. These items are considered routine or ministerial in nature and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of items unless the commissioner so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item A, consider approving the minutes of the Planning Zoning regular meeting held on Thursday, June 13th, 2024. Do we have a motion?
I move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
I move to approve, excuse me.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. All in favor? Motion passes. Next on the agenda are action items. According to the Planning Zoning Rules of Procedure, all action of the Commission shall be made by an affirmative vote of a simple majority of the Commissioners present at such Commission meetings. Item A, the preliminary plat of AJ Estates. Consider approving the preliminary plat of AJ Estates consisting of 15.1 acres of land being all of a called 13.55 acre tract as described by deed recorded under GCCF number 20210041118 and the residue of a called 4 acre tract as described by deed recorded under GCCF number 202100404 William Henry Survey, abstract number 84, City of Friendswood, Galveston County, Texas. Just a quick reminder that this item was approved with conditions on April 11th, 2024. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay. Commissioner Rice? Commissioner Sassen? Okay. Aubrey, do you have anything to add?
No, I was just going to clarify that we did approve this with conditions under that new state law. Approved with conditions or disapproved with reasons require the applicant to resubmit the plat and to come back to the commission. So that's why you're seeing it again. Originally, earlier in the week, I sent it out, and the comments that we had on there before had not been addressed, but the applicant was able to get those addressed during the week. And so I sent the revision, I think yesterday. So the comments have been addressed. The planning letter was revised and the note was added to the plat. The only remaining item is the 50-foot build lines from the gathering lines that are on the property. Those the plan is to remove those gathering lines. And so I had concern with putting build lines on the plat and recording that, and then they would remove the gathering lines, and there would be, random setbacks that wouldn't really be applicable. So I will verify with fire marshal before we get to final plat. But I think the gathering lines are similar to low pressure distribution lines, and they're crude oil, so there shouldn't be but like I said, they're planning on removing them. So if they don't remove them, we can still enforce the requirement at the time of building permit. And so, because it is still a requirement, it just wouldn't be on the plat.
Okay. Thank you for the additional work this week, getting that together. Okay, we'll start discussion with Commissioner Rives.
No, that was my only question. I wanted you to verbalize that.
Okay.
That's all I had.
Mr. Sassen.
Yeah, I was in the same place. I was a little confused on the gathering lines. It sounds like they're old, not being used. Did the applicant wanted to speak? Did you give him?
Yeah, if you'd like to come up and introduce yourself.
My name is Christian Offenberg. I was the surveyor for Mr. Iovaldi. The gathering lines were from a railroad commission, GIS maps, and we don't really know if they're there or not, but if they are, they're going to be removed. But they're not pipelines. They're, like Aubrey said, they're old, like oil gathering lines, and they're going to remove them all. prior to building the house.
Very good. Thank you, sir. You can stay up there if you'd like in case there's any other questions.
So in my experience, a gathering line is just coming from a well to a main hub where it goes off. My guess is these are cleared. They probably pigged them and got the oil out of them. They're probably just sitting there. I can't speak for this because I don't know that, but that's the typical nomenclature that's used. And so as long as you feel, the commission feels comfortable that they will be removed before anybody starts putting pipelines on top of them to make sure that we comply with the code, I'm good too. And it sounds like you are. And so let's go. I'm okay with this.
Thank you.
Commissioner Conrad?
I was impressed by the extensive questionnaire, everything that was sent out, and all the departments that were part of this, checking everything out before anything was approved. So yes,
Yeah, it was
Good with that.
complicated property with all the wells.
right.
They were really hard to find. We only found 2 of the 4.
Commissioner Bounds?
One thing is, I don't know if it matters, deed is misspelled on here. It's dead recorded.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that, sorry.
So I don't
On
know if
the
that's a big deal or
agenda.
not, but just so you know.
Yeah.
And number 2 is I hope they replace that, put you in a bridge over that little
don't
gully
know if
that's
they're
going
doing
down there,
that.
because if it ever rains, whoever lives there is not going to get out.
So we had meetings with the contractor and several people on this property. They did sample testing of that crossing. It will support a fire truck, but we have warned that, like, the deal was if they just built one home, they don't have to do a new bridge. But if they subdivide this property at any point in time, it will have to be a bridge because it is a low water crossing and it does fill up. So.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I asked you earlier, are they going to subdivide this? Because
Yeah.
there's no way they can make it.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's,
No, he's just doing one big home,
Okay.
and that's it. And extending the water line from Creekwood, looping it down to Windsong.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Anderson?
I think unless the assassin already asked, I was just concerned about any residual in the lines, and as long as that's been addressed, I'm fine.
Okay. Very good. I have no major concerns, but, as we always mention, this all goes with the property. So if that ever does get subdivided, that's why we have the importance of that statement in there, right? Okay. We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor? Motion passes. Item B, the preliminary plat, Friendswood Trails, Section 5. Consider approving the preliminary plat of Friendswood Trails, Section 5, a subdivision of 67.0992 acres situated in the William Henry Survey, Abstract 84, and the Mary Sloan Survey, Abstract 184, City of Friendswood, Galveston County, Texas. Once again, reminder, this one was also approved with conditions on April 11th, 2024. So therefore, it has to come back to us. So we move forward in that. Aubrey, anything to add to that?
no, they addressed some of the comments on the original comments, but it created more new comments. So my recommendation would be to approve this one with conditions again. We still have some work to do on it.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion to approve with conditions?
With conditions, again.
Okay. So Commissioner Rice, Commissioner Conrad, seconds. Okay, we'll start with discussion. Commissioner Rice.
So I understand they made a portion of the revisions that you guys asked for before, but not all of them. And I do understand that sometimes that brings up other revisions, but I just wanted to clarify that they did not address everything that they were asked to before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Conrad.
Exactly the same. I mean, I noticed that some of them were not addressed yet, so.
Commissioner Sasson.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add.
Commissioner Bounds.
Okay, I know it's all part of the program, but proving if they didn't finish it, what they were supposed to finish.
So approving with conditions, just because all those questions aren't unanswered.
But my question is, why don't they go and finish those before they bring it back here?
It's legislative timing, so we have to review it within so many days.
Okay.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Aubrey, but approving with conditions, we'll see it again on a
Yeah.
future agenda.
Well, I understand that, but it just, my mind doesn't
So-
work that way. It's either they do it or they don't do it.
Yes,
Okay.
Commissioner Bounds, the intent when they resubmit after y'all have either denied it or approved it with conditions is 100% of the comments are addressed, because when they resubmit it after consideration by y'all, there's only 15 days per state law. So there is no back and forth with staff. Whatever they give us, we don't get to have back and forth. It's what they give us, that is what comes to y'all.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah, unfortunately, they did address the majority. There were some that were not addressed, but like Aubrey said, and shifting one thing affected another thing, and it just, we're kind of back where we started.
Okay. If this comes up again in 6 months and I ask the same question, just say asked and answered.
You'll see it again in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Commissioner Anderson.
I'm good.
I just general question, Aubrey or Becky, on that, is there like a limit to the amount of times that we can do it with conditions?
Nope. It's like this continuous loop.
Just for understanding, so we all know.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? Motion passes. Next on the agenda is communications, and we'll start with item A. The next Planning and Zoning Commission regular meetings have been scheduled for Thursday, July 11th, 2024, and Thursday, July 25th, 2024. Item B, council updates from our liaison council member. Councilmember Hanks?
My third tour. You drew the short straw again when Mike was passing out the liaison assignments. So I'll be here, and Joe, you are my backup, right? No, you're not. Somebody else is my
He
backup.
just likes us.
But he likes to come anyway. So, but he's mayor pro tem now, so he doesn't get an official assignment. So last Saturday, the council had a retreat, and we did develop and worked on a new vision that had not been addressed in the last 20 years. So I think at this next meeting on Monday, we will be voting on that vision. So then I'll report that to you, and you'll get a copy of it. We also, I'm so happy about this, talked about our rules of procedure at council meetings and a modified, something I've been wanting to do since I got on council, a modified, who's the guy that, Robert's rules. So now we won't have to make a motion to approve something before we can discuss it. We'll be able to discuss it and then decide if we want to make a motion to approve it or not. So I'm really happy about that. So the retreat was great. It lasted till about 1:30. We started at 8:15 in the morning. It lasted till about 1:30. We had great discussion. We had a few members from the public who attended, but they left at our first break and didn't come back. But we had some very frank, open discussion, and it was really good. So was there anything else? I think that's it.
That's
So Joe told you about, we passed the TERS number 2, one condition. So that'll be coming back to us in a couple of months probably, and then you'll hear about it. Okay. Thank you.
Very
Any
good.
questions?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll move to communications and comments from our commissioners. We'll start with Commissioner Anderson.
Got nothing to report.
Commissioner Bounds.
As always, thank you to all the support staff for the great work they do.
Commissioner Sassen.
I have nothing to add.
Mr. Conrad.
I really don't have anything here. I'm just a comment for the 4th of July. You know, is there anything that we as commissioners should do and for that event? I mean, it's a very public thing. So I don't know if
Yeah, Keep Friendswood Beautiful manages that, and they have the 4th of July steering committee that organizes that. So if you want to volunteer, I would reach out to Parks and Rec, and I'm sure they would put you to work.
Did they get notice for, I'm sorry to interrupt, did they get notice for the gathering?
Oh, did you get it?
Did you get the invitation for the gathering?
I did. Mine was
For
all
volunteers,
jumbled.
committees and all. Do you remember that?
no.
So
it's
that
easy to
is
send, but
Friday
I know.
night, this Friday night at Stevenson Park, right before the concert, correct?
Yeah, I don't
It's
think I
at the
got that.
Rotary
I
Pavilion,
didn't get that either.
and I have to get up, okay.
Yeah, there was a notice that went out through Civic Clerk, and it was jumbled because I did get some responses from some of
Okay.
my other board members.
Okay.
And then City Secretary resent it via email. So if you didn't get it, I can forward it to you.
There's a long tradition in the community of volunteers who would cook for the city staff. I mean, this is dating back decades. And they cook for city staff and city volunteers, and the Rotary is doing that this year. Dave Smith kind of spearheaded this. It's going to be at right before the concert in the Rotary Pavilion, the covered area, and then the concert will follow thereafter. So come to that. And that's always a fun thing and a way to show our appreciation to all the volunteers.
Okay.
And if you want to ride with me on the parade, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, Becky, I just looked too, and I got this jumbled version. I never got the other version.
Yeah, I never got the other one either.
Oh, okay. Well, I will send it to y'all. Well, no, Aubrey will send it to y'all because I'm off the line. But yes, the city secretary had sent it back out. They must not have grabbed all the different boards.
No problem.
Sorry about that.
Commissioner Rice.
If you can go to the gathering, it is always a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we have something planned already. That's all I have.
Okay. I echo thank you to the staff for all the effort you put in. Thank you for our council members for being here. Other than that, nothing else. Aubrey?
I sent out an email with the dates so y'all can get them on your calendar for the APA Texas conference coming up in October. It seems crazy to already be planning for things in October, but actually their early registration has already ended. It was like last week. Yeah. It's in Allen, Texas. So if I've had a few responses already, if you can go, great. If we always budget for all 7 of you to go. If not a big deal, but we'd love to have you.
I'll just add to that. But I know that Commissioner Sassen's been to a few, right? Commissioner Rise, Commissioner Conrad. If you guys can make it, it's a good thing.
Plan on going this year.
Becky?
Not a whole lot. I'm going to email the subcommittee some things that we had talked about before the last meeting. I don't know that we need to physically meet in person, especially with 4th of July coming up. It's difficult for y'all, so I'll get something out next week, kind of an update on where we're at and where we're going with it.
Okay. And Karen? Okay. With that, thank you everyone for attending this evening. The June 27th, 2024 Planning and Zoning regular meeting is now adjourned.
How long Travis is not here to tell us?